You're watching The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales. Streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
Hey, everybody. Guess who's back? The Geeks are back. Could you imagine your life without us? I didn't think so. So stay tuned because we've got tons, metric tons of San Diego Comic-Con news and a few comics thrown in. So stay tuned.
Hey, everybody. You are watching the Geek Chat on The Experience. I'm Rich.
I'm Des.
And we are back.
Yes.
Back after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So,
a lot of stuff happened in the last 2 weeks. What was that?
2 weeks ago, I had...
Oh, you got your books. Oh,
good.
Awesome, Meatwad. I'm glad you got your book. Thank you. I'm glad.
And welcome in, everyone. So, 2 weeks ago, I had a really bad eye infection. And then last week, he was at San Diego Comic-Con. So we've got a lot to talk about today.
Hey, howdy, everybody.
But first, Des, what are we giving away?
We are giving away... we were going to give away something else, but I had to give it to my good friend, Rich. So sorry, guys. Some things are better shared between friends. But we're giving away this year, this time, X-Force #1. This is a 1-25 variant cover by Muhammad Azra. And it's a variant for X-Force #1, and we will be talking about that later on in the show. Remember, type in #EXPTGC variant. It's scrolling across your bottom right now. Not your bottom, the bottom of the screen. It'd be weird if it's scrolling across your bottom. But yes, please enter it. We want to give this away. I want to give this away. I want to send it to your home or wherever else you want me to send it to. So please definitely put it in. Steve did it. Steve Vendetta did it. So everyone, if you want it, definitely. Hi, Kelly. Welcome in. Happy to be back. Also, as always, you can put that into YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Just write that in wherever you're watching us. Please do so. Please note that after you win, you cannot win again for 30 calendar days. So please, just kind of note that. But I want to give it away, so please have it. Another quick housekeeping. We will be changing our time, but not our date. Some of you know that I am joining the world of the gainfully employed. I got a new job, and it is a 8 to 5 job. So we will be pushing the show back to 6 o'clock, and it'll be from 6 to 7, followed by Sketch Up with Mog and Mel. So you can just tune in at 6 o'clock. 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I had to think about
Time
it.
To do the math.
Yeah, I had to think about it real quick. So yeah, and we'll still be doing giveaways. Probably a little bit. It'll be a little bit of shorter show, so a little bit of TV and news and a little bit of comics. So please stay tuned. We will be giving stuff away, like I said. But yeah, I got to get this money, y'all. Got to get this money. I mean, that'll work for a while, so got to get this money. But first, we want to talk about, before we move into our sections, just wanted to say thank you so much for tuning in. Again, it can be kind of weird after you've been watching someone for a while, and then yes, jobs are terrible. I'm sorry, but you can watch for someone for a while, and then they take a hiatus, and then you're wondering if they're going to come back or not. But we're going to be here for as long as we can, and definitely for your support, because this is a community-driven show, and we love interacting with you. So again, if you have anything you want to say or make a comment, we will definitely mention it and respond. We love to have conversations with all of you folks. That's why we do it live. So our first section, we're going to be reviewing San Diego Comic-Con. We did a bunch of, actually for that, we wanted to, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself because there was so much that happened at San Diego Comic-Con. But first and foremost, we're going to review the Deadpool Wolverine movie. So this is your spoiler warning. If you haven't seen it by now, where have you been? Like, come on. This is like the movie of the summer. So I really hope that you have seen this, because we are going to be talking about spoilers. Okay, Rich, you saw this before me. I was at Comic-Con, and unfortunately I was unable to get into the Hall H movie screening, in which Ryan Reynolds, Kevin Feige, and Hugh Jackman were there. Plus, they brought out some other cast members for the cameos. If you've seen the pictures, they were there as well. So it was a fantastic time by all. I'm assuming I didn't get to see it, but yeah. Rich, what is your review? What did you think about Wolverine and Deadpool? I'll always be Wolverine and Deadpool.
I
think
absolutely hated it.
You hate?
Horrible.
I figured you would.
No, I loved it. It was great. It was fun. It was stupid. It was a fun way to spend 2 hours and just forget the outside world. And my favorite was the intro with the Deadpool doing bye bye bye. Beating everyone up with the Wolverine skeleton. It was stupid. I loved it.
So 2 people and their kid actually got up and walked out of the theater.
What?
During that scene, yes. I'm assuming, I guess it was too graphic. We were watching it in IMAX. And
it is rated R. Why is a child there? I mean,
I don't know. They picked up their stuff and they left. I was like, wow. Yeah.
Oh my God. Barlord, the plot. Yes, the plot is basically he wants
cameo
to be something, and that was it.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. You know, he wanted to be more, and he wanted to be like Logan, Logan. And that Logan, which I thought was hilarious, he was just like, he's regenerative factor, he's gonna come back, and then he didn't. So he's like, what? So he desecrates Logan's corpse from the Logan universe. So from that universe, he desecrated Logan's corpse, because
which I guess,
yes, Deadpool takes place in the Logan universe.
One of them, yes.
Yeah, which I thought was really really interesting.
And the cameos were fun.
Yes. The first part, so that's the thing. Deadpool basically has to save his universe because the TVA, Mr. Paradox, is going to wipe it out of existence, and he has to save it. But he has given Wade the opportunity to join the 616 universe. So that's basically it. And Wade basically says, no, I want to save my universe. And so he goes to try to find the Wolverine to help him, because Wolverine can do that. And it's just so much fun, because as he's going from universe to universe, or timeline to timeline, trying to find, so much leave Logan alone. Yeah. He basically goes to the various different versions of Logan, which I see. This was, when he says, geeks, get your socks ready. For me, it was this scene, not the scene where Wolverine and Deadpool fight for the first time, and they fight for that long, which I thought the fight scene was great. It was him going across the multiverse and meeting all the different Deadpool or Logans. The Logan from Age of Apocalypse.
That was my favorite.
That looked so cool. I was like, you never think that you would see these live action.
Never.
And then we have that one, and he's super crazy. He literally had the arm cut off, the hand cut off, the costume, the hair, everything looked.
The hair was
it looked great.
Yeah.
And then the homage to this Silvestri cover was fantastic, when he's all strung up on the X and all the skulls around him. That, and the dark and the rain. I never thought that we would see something like that in a common visual medium, but to see that on the big screen, I was like blown away. And the comic accurate Wolverine, just hilarious. The patch, and then the best one that I loved was the reflection of the Hulk in his claws. That homage to the cover, the McFarlane cover. That was like, that whole scene, I just want to see over and over again and watch that, because it was. Does Mount Logan make an appearance? No. No Mount Logan. He does Mount Logan though in the thing in the show in the movie. So you just have to watch for it. But yeah, I thought that homage section was one of the best things that I had seen in cinema as far as like Marvel, like comic book cinema. Like I think that scene or those collection of scenes were just beautiful.
What was your favorite cameo?
Even the Cavalrine was cool. Oh, he was way too big. Like he was way too big to be that Wolverine. So I really hope that he's not Wolverine in the Marvel universe. I hope not. So I think Kevin Henry Cavill would be a better Captain Britain, if anything.
Yeah.
What was my favorite cameo? My favorite cameo of all would have had to have been, and this is okay, I'll say two things. The cameo that surprised me and the cameo that I was super excited for. The cameo that surprised me was Blade. I was not expecting that at all, given the history between Ryan Reynolds and Wesley Snipes. Because supposedly, during Blade Trinity, Wesley Snipes, for whatever reason, was super, super method. And he was super, like, in Blade. Like, he was on Blade, you know? And Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds. That's the thing. Like Ryan Reynolds plays in almost every movie. He plays Ryan Reynolds. Like I really believe that Deadpool is just a hyper extension of how Ryan Reynolds really is. And so imagine that next to like method actor Wesley Snipes. They didn't get along at all. But the fact that they were able to come together for this movie and then have Wesley Snipes say, "I'm the only Blade," you know, and do that stuff. They even made his hair a little gray. That was obvious. That was the worst wig he was wearing, though. That 90s wig he had on, the Afro wig with the. It was like, what, bruh? I was like, bro, you're killing me with these. I was like, his hair was just rough, but he still had the blade teeth and everything. Like he looked badass. So that surprised me. And then that was the most surprising. But my favorite cameo was Gambit. I thought Channing Tatum's Gambit was fun, although you know
he's a little thicker now.
Yes, thank you. That's a great way of saying it because I was trying to look for a nice way to say it, but yes, that Cajun been eating them shrimp and crawdads.
That gumbo,
yeah, that gumbo.
He's a little thick,
but when they got into the action scene and he was throwing his cards. And that whole scene when he was actually throwing the cards and using the stick, it's like this was the movie that they said, okay, you know, realism be damned. We're gonna have costumes, we're gonna have explosions, we're gonna have, you know, silly, just tons and tons of silly shit. Yes, there was no Liverpool either. Wolverpool. And you said mine was the big war towards the end. Yes. And then like, you know, all the that, and then there was the Deadpool core that came out, Matthew McConaughey and his kids and stuff. I can't believe that his kids say that line at the end. Like if you wanted to hear your voice, you would pull the blank out of Wolverine's blank out of your mouth. Like that was his daughter. I was like, what the hell? You know, and Baby Pool was one of his kids, and Blake Lively was, you know, with the Uzi babies. I was like,
she was the voice.
She was the voice. Yeah, she was the voice.
Yeah.
So it was just like stuff like that was a lot of fun, and they could just make silly stuff and you know, flame on and having Chris Evans there being
that was my favorite one, because when you first see him, you think it's Captain America because of the red and the blue.
Oh, I always knew it was him.
And then when he's gonna say it, and he says "flame on,"
because Deadpool at the same time says "Avengers," and then he stopped when he says "flame on." I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, I loved it.
Yes.
You know,
no, Barlord is right, and so is BB Hardcore Comics. Yes, Cyclops was done dirty in the Fox movies. Killed him offline, off screen. I honestly believe that was done in retaliation because he left to go film what's his name, Superman Returns. So he chose to do that movie instead of coming back, and so by that they just killed him off screen, which is, you know, I get it, but at the same time it's like, damn, ugh. But yeah, I really wish that they'd have brought him back. I really wish that we would have saw when Cassandra Nova was in his brain, and that whole thing with her hand going in the brains and stuff. That was just for shock value because I don't think she did that in the comic, and if she did, I remember she did. Okay, because I was like, ugh. That whole scene where he was by the graves. That's when I was hoping for like Halle Berry, for Famke Johnson, for Charles Xavier. Like that's the time when I would have loved to have seen the cameos pop out of seeing all the people that he killed. That would have been fantastic and really kind of push those emotional buttons. Because come on, what's Halle Berry doing? Come on, what are all these people doing? Have that be the scene that shows it all. Cut Chris Evans' lines down a little bit and pay that money to them to bring them in. I would have loved to have seen that.
You stayed all the way, right?
Oh yeah, I saw everything. That Chris Evans at the end cursing like a sailor. Did you hear his Boston really come out when he was cursing? Like he really went crazy because he's Boston, and when he talks, when he gets really when he gets really into his Boston accent, you can really hear it. Like it was scary. And when Elektra is like, oh, Daredevil died. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. He's like, it's okay. I thought that was hilarious. Yes, X-23 gave me chills as well. I really hope that we get X-23 in the main Marvel universe. I don't know. I think this is a really great way to pivot into the Marvel panel stuff because I think that with the Avengers Secret Wars and Avengers Doomsday, I do believe they are going to be following Hickman's blueprint for Secret Wars and for Avengers Doomsday. I do believe that we're going to get the Fantastic Four. They're going to introduce the Silver Surfer and the Power Cosmic. We're going to see a version of Doctor Doom, and they're going to, instead of doing it with Kang and all these different Kangs, it's going to be all these variants of Doctor Doom. And the variant of Victor Von Doom, that is Robert Downey Jr., because he was announced to be Victor Von Doom in Doomsday. I think he's going to be the one that becomes Emperor God Doom, and he's going to create Battleworld. And that's where they're going to rearrange the whole Marvel sacred timeline, because they keep saying this is the sacred timeline. This is the sacred timeline. We have to protect the sacred timeline. Well, what happens if the sacred timeline gets broken? What comes after that? And that's what we're going to explore. That's what they're going to explore in Avengers, Secret Wars, and Doomsday. At the end of Doomsday, we will get a completely new Marvel MCU sacred timeline. That is going to be a culmination of all these different things that we're seeing. The universe, or the Earth that the Fantastic Four comes from, that's not Marvel main 616. You can already tell that because of the retro future they're showing that looks like this weird kind of like Fallout type of situation. They're not on 616. They're just not. The X-Men are not on 616. Deadpool's universe is 1010 or something like that. So they've already established that the Fox cinematic universe is someplace else, is another universe. They've already set that up. So what's going to happen is all those universes are going to come together. Loki's going to die or something like that. He's going to get killed again, and Doom is going to usurp his power and become the head. That is my prediction of what happened, given what was said about Robert Downey Jr., because I don't think Robert Downey Jr. is going to sign checks to be Victor Von Doom for another 20 years. I think he's going to sign it to bring people's butts back to put into seats, and he is going to inspire another version of Victor Von Doom to take over. Trust me, he's not going to stay for the long haul. I don't believe he is. Not until he's 90. Say it again.
Are you happy he's coming back?
Robert Downey Jr.? I don't know. I'm not mad about it. Marvel needs a hit. and you go to hitmakers. Come on. That's why Janet Jackson stayed with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis for so long. You want hits, you go to hitmakers. Why do people want to work with Prince? You want a hit, you work with Prince. Come on. This is a no-brainer. This was a no-brainer for me. With the craziness that happened with Jonathan Majors, the craziness that happened, with the flops that was Ant-Man, the flops that was the Marvels, the flops that was the Eternals. This is Marvel's best chance to recorrect, to right the ship by having a crisis level event. Trust me, this is what they're going to do. So yes, I believe so. Preston, I believe that we're going to get a Sacred Timeline 2.0, and I have no idea who's going to sit on the timeline and be the one or whoever, but I do think that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be the catalyst that starts this new Sacred Timeline 2.0.
Interesting, Varlord says, it sounds desperate to me. If the writing isn't there, it won't matter. It'll have a Batman versus Superman level drop off if the writing isn't there. Hey, I gotta agree. One of the best things about the Wolverine Deadpool movie was the fan service, things we wanted to see. Oh yeah, thank you, Ryan. Let's not forget the deal with Downey Jr. was you need to bring the Russo brothers back in. So we're going to get 2 films that are Endgame-ish events. Yeah.
Just think about what we have. Just think about what we had before. I mean, go ahead. Go ahead. You were going to say something?
I don't remember.
Well, no, I'm just thinking about it. The movies that are coming out now. We have Captain America: New World Order featuring the Serpent Society. They decided that they finally said what's going to happen with that. You have the Thunderbolts movie, and you have Fantastic Four: First Steps. I mean, those are the movies that are coming out before this Avengers Doomsday type of, and all that other stuff. So what I believe is going to happen is the Fantastic Four: First Steps is the one that's going to introduce us to this more multiverse shenanigans, and then whatever falls out of First Steps is what's going to happen. I believe First Steps is a play on words, and I think we're getting Franklin Richards as a baby, and that baby's going to do some weird baby shenanigans, Franklin Richards shenanigans. I believe. Trust it. You know why? Because of all the stuff they did with Spider-Man, No Way Home, Far From Home, and all that other stuff. Marvel loves to do crap like that. Just watch. First Steps and the whole family-oriented type of stuff, it's a double meaning. First steps into becoming heroes and first steps with the baby. Trust me. That's you can hear it. You hear it here first. We're gonna get Franklin Richards. I'm serious. We're gonna get Franklin Richards, and that baby is gonna do something weird, and then Doctor Doom's gonna want it, because of the power cosmic or something, and that's why Galactus is coming because of the baby, and they have to eat the baby or something. I don't know. I don't know. Figure Drawing says, but like 15 minutes with baby Richards, right? I don't know. Like, I do believe that Galactus is coming because he wants to eat that baby. That's your soundbite. That's your soundbite experience. Galactus is coming to eat that baby.
Real quick, I saw our commercial during Miss Jen's show. If you haven't watched our commercial yet, I hope you get to, because it's really fun. We're actually kind of funny.
I don't know. I know we're funny looking, but I never really thought that we were actually funny. Okay, so from the Marvel panel from San Diego Comic-Con 24, what was your best thing that you liked?
Huh?
From Ryan says Desmond, the Marvel movie prophet. I need to put that on a card. Hello, my name is Desmond. I'm the Marvel movie prophet. Here you go. The MMP, that's me. From the announcements from the Marvel panel from San Diego Comic-Con, which was your favorite announcement? They brought out a ton of people.
I didn't see.
Well, you've heard everything about it. What did you?
I have. Well,
you didn't like anything, did you?
Not really.
Why not?
It's funny that they. It's funny. So Des sent me a link to the panel about Deadpool Wolverine, and I was like, "There's huge spoilers in this," and he's like, "Oh, I haven't read it yet."
I haven't watched it. I sent it to you because I knew you saw it.
And it's funny that they brought Gambit out, Channing Tatum, whatever his name is. Like, it's just funny that what
I didn't care.
they brought people out for these movies when the movies aren't out. I get it. It's all promotion. We want to get excited for it. Interesting that they announced Blade as well. Like, when are you going to start that? You've been saying Blade for like the last 10 years.
The sad thing about it is I honestly believe Blade, Eternals 2, all that stuff is scrapped. We might never hear that again. Seriously. Once their Kang stuff happened and the space stuff got kind of crazy, they have to retool all that stuff. And the earliest I think we'd see a Blade. There's Robert Downey Jr. in all his glory. The soonest we would get any kind of Blade or Immortals 2 or anything like that is after Secret Wars. They're not touching any of that because they are allowing. I really love those logos. They're going to allow people to forget. And seriously, they're hoping that people forget. And once they forget, then they can slowly redo it and make it different. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust
That
me.
Doomsday was an interesting. It's funny that they did a total 180 on Jonathan Majors, and it's just like, now he's come out in the last couple days and said he doesn't understand because Robert Downey Jr. was put in jail for drugs and guns or I don't know, and he's
Drugs.
like, I didn't do anything that bad. So he's trying to question why, but we live in a different time right now.
Yeah, we do. And Robert
Downey
Jr.
Jr. did all his stuff and then became I don't know, sober. I don't want to say that. I don't know if he did. He cleaned himself up. And now he is, he apologized. So it's a different thing for Jonathan Majors right now. We're in the middle of something going on in America's culture where, sorry, what you did is not acceptable. And unfortunately, the consequence was Marvel fired you.
Well,
Marvel knows they have to course correct. So let's do this and forget about Kang, because Kang really was big in Loki season 2. But yes, Kelly, yes. Maybe hurt someone else.
But plus, we have to understand that a lot of the stuff that Robert Downey Jr. did, he served time for. He went to prison for a little while. He was in jail. Like, he was in jail for a little bit, and he had a very public spiral. But Kelly is right. He did a lot of that stuff to himself. I mean, Jonathan Majors was convicted and physically hurt somebody. So that there is a big difference. Now, I think Jonathan Majors needs to go away and go quietly, and then hopefully, just hopefully, the court of public opinion will allow him to come back, because that's really what's happening right now. And there's a couple of movies that he had already signed and completed that are finally starting to come out during his heyday, because you understand once he got all those Marvel money, those Marvel deals, he started really working hard and working a whole bunch of movies. So they had to put all that stuff on hold before, after that stuff came out. And so they're just now trying to get their money back. So no, he's a tarnished commodity for a long time. And you have to understand, when Robert Downey Jr. made Iron Man, and this is what pissed what's his name off? Iron Man, the guy from Hustle and Flow, the guy who played Rhodey. God, I can't remember his name. He was in Power.
Oh, the first Rhodey.
And the first Rhodey.
Oh, got it in the chat.
Yeah, but that was what was so weird, though, because that's true, though. Robert Downey Jr.'s silver is not afforded to Majors, and Majors was a victim. That is true. That is definitely true. But the court of popular opinion are not gonna allow him to have it, especially not right now. But Robert Downey Jr. got paid hardly. Well, it's still money, but Terrence Howard, got paid so much more than Robert Downey Jr. for that first movie. And he wanted to get paid even more because when it did so well, Robert Downey Jr. got paid more than Terrence Howard. So I do believe Terrence Howard should have got paid as well. So I don't know, but all I do know is that it is time for us to take our first break, and then when we come back, we're gonna see what DC had to say for the San Diego Comic-Con. So please stay with us. And don't forget, Hashtag, what is it?
EXP
Thank you. TCG variant. I'm so out
variant.
of practice right now, but we'll be right back. See you later.
Download our app on Google Play and the App Store. It's so simple, even my mommy can use it.
Ask your local comic shop to add Battle Quest comics to your pull list today. Some comic live streams seem like they're just throwing everything at the wall. Hey, you want this unknown comic? Here, how about this boring one? Found this one in a rain gutter. Give me some money for it. I know this looks like a rotting sandwich, but I swear it's a comic. Pay me! But with Comic Collectibles, we know you don't just want comics, you want the right comics. You want rare variant and incentive covers, vintage books in pristine condition at prices you won't find anywhere else, and truly unique hand-drawn cover sketches by some of the most amazing artists in the business. Join Rex and his rotating cast of co-hosts live from Dynamite Entertainment headquarters for a carefully curated roster of comics that you'll only find here at Comic Collectibles. Every Monday at 6 and Wednesday at 7 Eastern Time. Part of the experience.
Hey everyone, welcome back. You are watching the Geek Chat on the Experience. I'm Rich.
I'm the Marvel movie prophet. Nice to meet you.
So yes, you are watching us on the Experience. Be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, tell all your friends about us. We're back. There's some really great shows on, especially Thursdays. As Des said, Sketch Up with Mog and Mel. Follow us, and we'll really be next to each other next week because we'll be ending just a few minutes before they start.
Yes, our new time at 6 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
So
yeah. Why don't you tell them one more time what we're giving away?
We're giving away a fantastic variant cover for X-Force #1. It's a 1 in 25 Mahmoud Ashra variant for X-Force #1. It's got Betsy and Rachel, Captain Britain, and Ashanti. So Ascani, sorry. That's just gonna start singing. You know,
Mother Ascani.
So, but yeah. So please, the hashtag is hashtag experience EXP TCG variant. That could be all uppercase.
TGC variant.
Yeah, TGC variant. It could be all uppercase. It could be
lowercase.
Lowercase. It could be all kinds of cases.
It could be the weird up and down, whatever you want.
Yeah. Yes. Also, thanks everybody for the conversation. Got a little bit heated there for a minute, but again, we are all here talk about things to make us happy. So
Well,
definitely,
I'm
it
really
makes.
not.
I know you're not, but I want to talk
I'm
about
the
giving stuff
exception to the rule.
You
Okay,
kind of are.
everyone.
But for
So,
this section, we're going to talk about DC's contribution to
yes.
the San Diego Comic-Con, which there was a lot. And if you're not familiar, we talked a little bit about DC's All In initiative that they're coming, and they talked a little bit about that. And it's going to start after Absolute Power, which is the current. I guess it's going through all of the main titles right now, right?
No, not all.
All
Select. Not
it seemed
all of
like
them.
it
Select.
seemed like it was going through everything.
Now, so last week, 3 came out. It was Superman, Wonder Woman, and it's in Green Arrow, as well as a really great story about a new lantern color. The
The
gray
white
lantern.
what is it?
Gray.
The gray
The gray.
lantern, the sadness lantern.
Yes.
The
Oh
emo
my
lantern.
God.
The emo
The
lantern.
tie-ins have been so good.
Are
Like,
you reading the
so
Amanda
good.
Waller #1 that came out?
I am all of it. I am all in. Get it? All in on Absolute Power. I am loving the story.
Wow.
I did read the last issue of Blood Hunt. You're not missing anything, Des, by not reading it.
I haven't read it yet. I'm going to read it tonight.
You're not missing anything.
Yeah.
But I have to say, the Marvel, announcements were like, okay. Yes, Kelly, gray is the old lantern. No, it's not. I was most excited.
Alan Scott.
I love Jeff Lemire. I love his writing. I love his art. I am so excited that he will be writing the new JSA book. And it is also going to combine Infinity Inc., 2 of my most favorite properties that DC has had in the last long time. I am so excited. I don't know the artist, but
yeah, they didn't. I looked it up and I tried to find the artist, but I couldn't find it. Experience, if you could find that, that'd be great.
So the art is by NYX Robles, and he did Nice House on the Lake, which was a DC book as well. I am. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. No, he's writing Absolute Flash with NYX Robles, but for Justice Society, he is going to be going with the artist from Jay Garrick the Flash, Diego. Oh, jeez.
I liked his art.
Oro Teguai. I am very sorry, Diego. I am butchering your name.
So, JD, if you want to show that picture, it was this. I think it's the 3rd or 6th. There you go. That's the picture. So, as you can see in the background, we have the JSA members, and towards the front, we have the Infinity Inc. members. It's good to see.
This made me the happiest.
It's good to see Alan Scott with Obsidian again. That is his son, and Jade, which is his daughter. So we're gonna have generational stuff that's happened. I've always enjoyed the JSA more than the JLA because I thought the JSA was more of like a family type of situation, and I really liked that. And I read when the New 52 hit and Jeff Lemire was writing Justice League International. I thought that was like the beginning of him writing that stuff, but the fact that Jeff Johns, for lack of better words, is finally moved on to something else. We get this now because while Jeff Johns was, like, in my opinion, the quintessential JSA writer, I just, if you have not read his JSA omnibus, just like the issues that he wrote were just fantastic. The new stuff is a little crazy. Yes, welcome in, Barf Wong. And then, but when he was writing in like the early 2000s, it's just, it was just fantastic. The art, everything that was happening was great. And I'm really hoping that this is a great time for Jeff Lemire to kind of come in.
Yeah, I'm very excited. And the other thing that was announced,
Hold on. Daniel Ashton
What?
says, "Where's my non-Bendis Legion though? All these Legion of Superhero breadcrumbs, and if Johns hadn't wanted to do that DC light at Image, he was doing it with the book is dead now though. Perhaps they'll spin it off. Not looking good. You know what, Daniel? I'm right there with you, my friend. You know, Legion, Bendis did his Legion thing. We got a little tease by Johns, and it seems like for whatever reason, either no one wants to or they don't know how to give us a proper Legion book. I don't know why they can't seem to do it. I don't know why they don't want to. I don't know why. It's like they can't, like, who just do it. Like I don't understand why they're so scared to do that. Like, we had 3 fantastic runs. I'll even the third one with Mark Waid, I'll even add that in. That was pretty good. But just give us a Legion. And then the last one with Francis Manpaul, I mean, it was okay, but there's no reason why we can't have a Legion book. I'm right there with you, Daniel. And that was the one thing that I was hoping for, especially after seeing them in Johns' last 2 issues, or the last issue of JSA, and then have that kind of, because that's ending, and now we're getting this new one. So I don't know why we can't have it. I agree with you, and that was my little sadness on the stack. So there you go. You were saying?
Oh, the 2 things that were announced made me happy, but the JSA one made me a little bit more happy. But the other one is a new Gods book, finally.
Yeah.
Now,
that's another thing I was happy about.
I don't know about this though.
Why?
So one thing that made me happy was, okay, when you look at that picture of the JSA, they're all in their classic costumes. There's no updating. There's no, retooling. And unfortunately, Orion has a brand new helmet, and I absolutely hate it. There we go.
Yeah, they streamlined his suit a little bit.
Do not like this helmet at all. It looks like bug mandibles. I don't like it at all. I think the costume, the costume's classic. I mean,
he's got Juggernaut things on his knuckles.
Yeah. I really don't like this new helmet. But I like
Light Ray.
Yeah, do we have the picture that you sent over?
I like Light Ray. I think I've always been a fan of Light Ray. So, hi, Easy Reader. Welcome.
Hey, Easy Reader. Yeah. So I'm excited. DC's. I. If you've been watching this for a while, there we go. I am so excited for this book. You know that I have not been a DC fan for the last couple of years. They've really not been hitting it. But with this new All-In initiative, I can't wait to talk about that when it comes out in October.
I don't know though. Like the books that are coming out, I think are kind of cool, but I'm not so sure if I'm sold on the All-In situation. Like I don't.
No, but for these 2 books, I am. I am all in for JSA and New Gods for sure.
But I don't think that they're part of the. I don't think they're part of the All-In. The All-In line. Are they? Because I thought there's the DC, universe, and then there's the All-In universe, and I think the New Gods and the JSA are for the DC universe.
Yeah, they're for the New Gods. Good with that.
Yeah, but the New Gods is the one that kind of straddles both because it has to do with what comes out of absolute power
with the dark side.
Yes, because they are what's going on with them is directly a result of what's happening in All-In. So I think this is the book that might be straddle both of them. So I'm ready. Like I'm okay.
I love Barda. Love her so much. I'm very excited for this book. I've always been a Jack Kirby fan.
Yes.
And so the New Gods, I remember reading my dad's New Gods, and I just, from a young age, I just fell in love with these characters.
You steal them and run to the bathroom and read them?
It's exactly. It's been rough having, like you, talking about the Legion. It's hard when you have what you love and a publishing company is just not giving you what you like. And I think that has been my problem with DC for the longest time. DC for like a good 3 or 4 years with nothing but Bat books, it seems. And I'm finally, Easy Rider. We're going to talk about that in the next segment. We're going to talk about those little pesky QR codes in the next segment because
Yeah.
we'll talk about that later, but stay tuned. But back to DC. I'm happy to be reading DC books again. And it's really weird because my Marvel books are now going down. So, oh
Yeah,
no.
he has a lot. He has a lot to say about the comics that we're going to be talking about, and
Yes, Preston. Gail Simone.
yeah, yes, and Steve Superman loves Big Barda. Yeah, yeah. Um, so the last thing we're going to talk about within the DC was the Creature Commandos trailer. And so this is the first, please correct me if I'm wrong, it is the first fully part of the new James Gunn DCU.
Yes, that is true.
Not the
one other thing.
DCEU, it's the
Hold on.
DCU.
Right. So,
Okay.
the best thing that came out of the DC announcements for San Diego Comic-Con was
Yes.
going back to the original amazing DC Bullet. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
25, 30 years plus, and then they kept changing it, and it got worse every time they changed it.
Yeah.
Go back to what works, guys.
Yeah.
The Bullet is
The
back.
classic with the stars
Thank you,
around it in the
James Gunn.
DC.
Yes.
Did you see the animated one? The one that turns around and he puffs his chest and he breaks the chains and then it flips over. I thought that
I
was
have
cute.
not seen that.
Yeah, it's a little animated one that they have that I think they're going to show in front of certain things. But it's you see it's like Superman and he has the chains around his chest and he puffs up his chest and he breaks the chains and then it flips around to the DC logo.
I
And
love
I
it.
was like, okay, it's cute. And I was like, oh, this is nice.
Okay, so what do you think of this lineup? What did you think of the trailer? It is not the Creature Commandos that we're used to from the
Yes.
comics.
Yes. The fact that James Gunn loves the rat thing.
Weasel.
The fact that he loves Weasel and he throws it in everything is kind of but other than that, I thought it was good. You know, I don't know how much this is going to inform us about what to expect in the live action versions of this stuff, but I will say that I am cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
I didn't get like Superman, my Adventures of Superman level greatness, but I am Junkyard Joe. Yes, it does. But I'm there. Like I'm like, huh, okay. You know, because like with DC, I find it very hard to get super excited for DC, especially with their multimedia properties, like for TV and movies and stuff. I find it very hard. Like I keep it to my chest a little bit because you know I like the comics better than I've liked their movies. So I think that their animated movies have been really good.
Yeah.
So when I see this, I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. It looks fun. Can we keep up this momentum going into the rest of the Gunniverse as
Right.
as the experience called it?
So interesting though that Waller's not allowed to experiment on humans anymore. And
That's
now they're going to the monsters. It is an interesting premise, and I thought the change was pretty good, which makes me wonder if in Gunn's new universe we're going to have a Suicide Squad of humans somewhere. I'm not talking about, the next 2 or 3 years because Gunn's laid out everything. But was the Suicide Squad with humans something before? Since, they actually, having her say that sentence means they've been doing it before.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. It's almost like we're walking into this new world that's already been happening,
which is good.
And I kind of like that we're gonna get Superman, and we've got what is his name? Maxwell Lord has his own maybe super team. We don't know anything really about that yet. I like that DC is taking a different approach than Marvel. Instead of building the world Marvel built, DC's like, and this is just what I'm thinking, this world has been going on, now we're walking into it.
Yeah.
And if that is Gunn's approach, it is something fresh that is not Marvel. And I think that might do DC a lot of good, because we've always said from the beginning, 10 years ago, when Marvel started this world, this universe that they've been building, you and I've always said DC's just trying to play catch up.
Yep.
And I don't think, I think Gunn is saying, no, we're not playing catch up. This is the world.
Yeah. And I think that's the main crux of the Superman movie. Because a lot of the movies, you're gonna laugh, but in a lot of the movies, we are the human looking in on Superman, and looking at what he's doing. And in Superman's movie, I believe what's going to happen is we're going to experiencing this world through Superman's eyes, because I believe Superman is the new kid on the block, and there's all these other established heroes that are going around doing their stuff. And then it's when Superman stands up and says, I don't believe that, I don't like what's happening. That's when it becomes an issue. So I think this is where we're going to have it happen. I don't think Superman has been being Superman I don't think Superman has been Supermaning for a very long time, if at all, when the movie starts. And so we're going to see Superman, his arc as he becomes a hero within this world of other heroes. And so instead of seeing him from Smallville grow into a hero, we're going to see him grow into a hero amongst other heroes. And he's going to become that light of an already established world. And I think that's a very interesting, like you were saying, that's a very interesting place to start with Superman, a fully fleshed out world. Because if you've noticed, in all the other Superman movies, most of the time, Superman is the only hero, and for Gunn to say, no, we're going to have a fully realized DC universe with heroes already established. And now Superman, how does Superman deal with all these other heroes around when he's just he has to basically show all these people that he is the best of all the superheroes. I think that's a very interesting way to look at it, to have Superman be the underdog at the beginning. I think it's fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And I did not say this for any of the DC movies in the last decade. I am really excited for this new universe that Gunn is starting. And it's funny because it's like, oh my God, finally. And I really hope it doesn't crash down around him. And I don't think it's gonna. And I think that the fact that he had Guardians of the Galaxy, 3 movies under his belt, and a love for comic books. And I think that's the big difference. Ryan Reynolds has a big love for comic books.
Yeah.
And I think James Gunn has a big love for comic books. And we need people like us. We need people like us in those boardrooms, in those meetings, letting them know, yeah, you can make money off this, but make money off it by doing it the right way.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm a little bit more positive about this. So
Preston says, I like what Gunn is setting up so far. I wouldn't have thought of using Creature Commandos, but then I didn't think the Guardians of the Galaxy would work too. Yeah, sure. I think you're right. I think Gunn has a way of looking at kind of underutilized characters and seeing what could we do with it that could be mainstream candy. And Daniel Assen says Gunn is going to do his version of Action Comics number 775 mashed with Kingdom Come for flavor.
Okay.
I mean, it's not bad. I think that'd be kind of fun. Draw from the source material. You have decades of information. Run with it. One's going to stop you.
How funny is it going to be? Because we did not know what a talking tree or a talking raccoon was going to be. And now they're all over lunchboxes, backpacks, toys. Oh my God, how funny will this be to have Weasel on X? And
no.
Come on now.
I'm sorry. I do not like that character.
So I remember the first time in Suicide Squad he was introduced. and murdered. It was I want to say Eric Larson. It was with the Thinker. It was a crossover, and he was there. One of the like Suicide Squads. It was, I think, the woman Psy. She like had this weird gold costume.
Golden Glider?
No. She's one of the women. She didn't last long. But I remember Weasel being in the original Suicide Squad comic book. It was really funny.
Yes.
Dancing Groot.
Oh, don't ask me. He bought a Lego dancing Groot and a brickhead potted Groot that he forgot he had. Yeah.
Oh.
So this was Paul's because like I went to Comic-Con and like bought all this stuff, and then Paul's like, "Well, I'm gonna go to Lego because it's August 1st, and a whole bunch of stuff is coming out, so I'm gonna go there. That'll be my San Diego Comic-Con." And I'm like, "Fine, go have fun."
Yeah, I also really liked the Doom Patrols. I liked, to a little bit. I did enjoy the Titan series. I enjoyed
that first season was rough though.
Yes, it was.
But
we're not getting any of that anymore.
Nope.
It's going to be interesting to see this new
clean slate.
And since Warner Brothers and Max, they're just selling all their properties out to other, streaming stuff. It's like, well, how much is Max really going to carry? Max is going to get
all of it.
Yeah.
All of it.
Personally, feel Gunn is gonna kind of Snyder it if he gets. Huh?
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna Snyder it because he doesn't abuse slow motion like Snyder did. So that's a plus. But I don't know. I really believe that. That he's looking for a trilogy. I mean, I think most everybody's looking for a trilogy now. That way they can make those money. But I mean, it would make sense that we would get this very young, fledgling superhero adapting to this new world of existing superheroes. And then we have like a more established Superman in the middle movie, and then we talk about his fall or something happens, and then the third movie.
Doomsday again. No,
they can't do Doomsday again. Please don't do Please don't do Doomsday again. If anything, give us Zod. A proper representation of Zod, please. That would be awesome. And then have some kind of like stuff that happens on the third movie where he has to like redeem himself or something. I don't know. The hero's arc.
Yeah, I think Preston is right. I would love Kingdom Come on the big screen. That would be, if they follow it. If they don't do we're going to do Secret Invasion, but have nothing to do with the actual Secret Invasion.
No.
Or like this horrible, oh my God, I'm so glad we're not reviewing this. Did you watch part 2 of the Crisis movie yet?
No, I didn't want to watch any of them.
Oh, well, you watched the first one.
Yeah, I watched the first one because you made me. But other than that,
that second one was rough. It had no plot. Talk about something with no plot. That had no plot. But I would love an actual Kingdom Come. That would be awesome. That would be so cool.
I have to say, it's funny, but given what Gunn is doing now by introducing all these characters, I think Preston is probably right. That third movie might be Kingdom Come, because that could be DC's Endgame. Yeah, make it to 2 movies and have this giant. But he has to do a little bit more world building for that. But
we're talking 10 years.
Yeah, I could definitely see a Kingdom Come like really just completely destroy everything, and just have some kind of build back up for it.
Or hear me out. Crisis.
Thank you. Preston said it. Exactly what I was saying, Preston. Kingdom Come can only work if you establish the characters ahead of time. Exactly. Don't rush. DC, if you're listening, which I know you are, Gunn, don't rush. Take your time. We will wait. Take your time.
And on that note,
we got to take a break. So we'll be right back, and we will actually review some comics. Can you imagine that? Talk to you in a minute.
We know you probably get a lot of emails, but could you please make sure to sign up for our mailing list? We don't send a lot of emails, and we try not to bother you. We just want to give you the best information about all the cool stuff that's going on around here. Sign up on our website, theexplive.com.
Whoa. Did you miss it? Yeah, they can go by pretty fast. Let's slow down the footage.
Welcome. It's time to skim some comics. Miles Morales Spider-Man, I will just tell you that Miles is very important in his role as a vampire. So
It's fine. If you like Hercules, read it. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. It's fine.
The art is still stunning. There's a panel, little spoiler, there's a panel in this where Chitauri first hits Lion-O, and he is the best "did she really just hit me" face I've ever seen put in a comic book.
Wow, live reviews of new comic books so you can be ready for New Comic Book Day. What is this? Oh, I see. It's Minute to Skim It. Part of the experience. By this time in our journey, we had been on the trail of a very elusive creature for about 96 hours. But all the hard work is about to pay off. Oh, crikey, there she is. Oh, by the markings, I'd say this one's at least a 9.8. Oh, she's a real beauty. A true mint copy. Oh, this one will make a fine slab on anyone's display wall. Oh, she's a feisty one, though. Look, oh, look out, look out! Mint Hunter Comics is the place to find that mint comic you've been searching for. Mint Hunter Comics, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, part of the experience.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Geek Chat. I am Rich.
I'm Des.
All right, so we're going to be talking some comic books, but first, one of the comic books we're going to be reviewing tonight, let's give away this variant cover. It is a 1 in 25 of X-Force #1 by Mamar Asrar. Sorry, sir, for butchering your name. You can post hashtag EXPTGC variant to enter. In less than 25 minutes, we're going to be drawing that, and you can win. Remember, you can only win once a 30 days. Once a 30 days? Once in 30 days.
Once in 30 days.
Once a 30 days. You know, whatever.
Please, if you haven't already, please done it. And yes, I would love, everyone's talking about Legion Superheroes versus Darkseid or Mordor. I want Legion Superheroes versus anybody. So my hope is that the reason why we haven't got it is because they're working on something like a TV show or something. That would be amazing.
Yeah, right.
No, seriously, could you imagine all the young YA butts we'd get in the seats if we could have like a young YA, Max version of Legion of Superheroes? That would be amazing. But one can dream.
Yeah.
One can dream.
All right, so I was supposed to take pictures of the title pages, and I forgot. So I'm going to have to read them. You got them?
You got them? Okay, good.
I got it.
Okay.
So first up, Phoenix, From the Ashes. Ugh. All right, the writer is Stephanie Phillips. The artist is Alessandro Miracolo, featuring art by other artists. Color artist was David Curiel. The letter was VC's Corey Pettit. And the cover artist was Yasmin Putri. Great cover.
Fantastic cover.
I'm going to go through. I just want to do this real quick because I kind of want to talk about all three together as a whole. So NYX, we're going to be doing #1. The writer is Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. The artist is Francisco Mortorino. Color artist is Raul Aguila. The letter is VC's Joe Sabino. And that cover is by Sarah Pacelli and Federico Blee. I'm very shocked that is a Sarah Pacelli cover, to be honest, because it's kind of rough. And the third book we will be reviewing is X-Force #1. And of course, they have to make it hard and they can't just put it in the first page. This writer is Jeffrey Thorne. The artist is Marcus Toe.
Fantastic.
Color artist was Erica Arcienega. The letter was my favorite, Joe Caramagna. And the cover artist for this was Steven Segovia and Brian Valenza. And we're also going to be just taking a little spoiler into the Heir of Apocalypse, X-Men #4, which came out, which disappointingly, Des was right. He called the person that was going to be the heir
Marvel Prophet in the room. Thank you so much.
Yes. And spoilers, remember, people, the newest Heir of Apocalypse is Revelation. The gold encrusted, I'll just show you there because we didn't really think we were going to be talking about this. I just want to let everyone know Cypher is now the heir to Apocalypse. He has Bay and Warlock as two of his horsemen. And we don't know where this is going to go. We don't know what book it's going to be in, but this is the continuation of Krakoa. Doug now is Revelation.
I actually am super excited for it. I have no, because like finally Doug was weak. He got killed. He came back. He got killed again. Then he came back again. Then he was Hickman's little prize pet for a while. And now he is the heir to Apocalypse. I want to see what he does. I am excited to see. At least the heir wasn't soft serve. That's true. Yeah, I am so excited to see what happens. I mean, it's probably going to be nothing at this point, but hopefully we'll get something.
Something.
But the fact that, Doug is now Revelation, let's do it. I'm here for it. Bring on Killer Doug.
Killer Doug.
I mean,
but he's not going to lead through fear. He's already said he's not going to lead through fear.
Of course.
He's his way.
He's going to lead through Duolingo. He's going to teach everyone the same word.
All right, so
if anything, they should have called him like Babel or something.
That would have been cool.
Have him like, make his voice and what he says some kind of like weird Dune, Moadib kind of thing, where his like voice and like when he speaks and his stuff is what does it, or some kind of more visual manifestation of his power. But again, I'm cool with it. Let's do it.
So, out of the three here, which was your favorite?
So just to give you a little what we're doing, like these are all of the core X books that have come out since the Krakoa era. We already talked about X-Men 1 and kind of how that was, and we figured since we've been gone for the last 2 weeks, we would just kind of encapsulate them all and spend this last couple of minutes talking about where we're now with Krakoa. The one that I liked the most is the one that I felt had the most cohesion, and that was X-Force. I thought the art with Marcus Toe, who was fantastic, and I followed him for a very long time. I thought Marcus Toe Marcus, thank you. Marvel, Marcus Toe being part of X-Force 1 was just a breath of fresh air. I thought his figures are great. The coloring was amazing. Finally having Forge come through and actually, I mean, it's the same old X-Force, but it's the same old X-Force, but it seems like what they're doing has a little bit more, I don't want to say nuance, but it has a little bit more to go on. And I know that this was a villain of the week kind of thing, and of course we put Deadpool on it because of Deadpool in the movie, so that was why he was in it. I'm not gonna fault them for that. Deadpool's so hot right now.
They worked him into the story,
but the way they worked him into the story exactly,
yes.
and how they used him and then left him I thought was amazing. And I like that there's going to be these kind of guest stars in the main book. I liked how it was written. I thought that he captured the voices of the characters pretty well. I loved seeing Sage more. I've always thought Sage and Sage and Forge have a very interesting combination, and when they're talking, because Sage is computer mind and he can look at computers and or look at build machines. I thought them working together to kind of solve crisis made sense. It made sense. So, but yeah, I've enjoyed it. Like, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun read. A little bit too, monster of the week, but it's number one. They're trying to establish the team. Let's go. I'm here with it. I mean, I'm here for it. I thought I enjoyed it. What was the one that you liked the most?
A DC book. No.
Out of these three.
Out of these three, I gotta say I enjoyed Phoenix for what it was doing, because she's finally accepted it, and I like this version of Jean that is, she's accepted this, she's working with it, it isn't controlling her. It kind of reminded me when Rachel had the Phoenix Force, because Rachel mastered the Phoenix Force, mastered it. Those Excalibur books where she was Phoenix was perfection for me.
Yeah.
When it comes to the actual fire creature and a body.
Yeah.
I liked X-Force, and there's a huge but here. The but for me was, I think there was a little too much of everything in this book. And unlike NYX, where we're not getting a full team, they're building the team over the first arc. I actually, when I was walking the dog today, I was like, I kind of liked seeing the team come together in X-Force. I like that Forge went to these people and talked to them and talked why I'm choosing you. I thought the weird dynamics with Sage being in the institution, I would like to know the reasoning.
Yes.
I would like to know what happened to her between Krakoa. You got to remember, though, she was in the last X-Force, which went through lots of terrible stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to watch my language. Like, it was, that X-Force went through the ringer, and how she was basically Beast's second in command, dealing with her alcoholism, dealing with everything that the team was going through. This is a different Sage for me.
Yes.
And I need to know, and I hope this writer doesn't forget all the stuff she went through. I hate when writers come in, and we're going to talk about this a little bit in NYX, and have to inject what they want, what fits their story needs.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a fan of this Betsy at all. I am not a fan of her at all. But I love Rachel. So I'm happy that Rachel is there. I also really liked that they didn't want Deadpool on the team, and he ends up being in the team. A big negative I had was we read Dead X-Men, where Rachel could send people into the past, into different timelines, and communicate with them. Yet here she needs a power boost. Did not like that at all.
Maybe they'll explain why.
I don't know. I did not like that at all.
I was fine with it. I like a little mystery.
That wasn't a mystery. That was just a mischaracterization.
Well, we don't know that yet.
Unless something happens.
We don't know that yet.
Having Surge there just happened to pop up, show up. I'm like, okay, I'll give it to you. Where, like, there's other things I need to know, like Tank. Where did Tank come from?
And who was Tank? What are you doing?
Tank first was in Ironheart.
No. I know that, but who is?
How did she show up? Yes.
And who are these? How is he in relation to these folks? He's the one.
Yes.
He's the one person that we don't know anything.
Correct. I gotta be honest. I did not. I'm like, really? We're doing Essex already? Please leave Mr. Sinister on the shelf for a while.
I think they just did it because he was something that was a leftover. I think this was a leftover thing, and they use that for that. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think we're gonna get more Sinister after that. I really don't think so.
I don't know.
I really don't.
I did enjoy that the artist Marcus Toe brought in Rachel's hound lines. That for me is one of the most important parts to her character. She was a hound. She was tortured. The hound marks on her face are her. And I love that she had the hound marks.
Man.
So all these books, X-Force has the most promise to read going forward. Phoenix, like I was saying,
it'll be a miniseries.
I agree. I don't think Phoenix is going to go more than 12 issues. I don't think it's going to hit.
I think it's going to be 6.
I don't think so. I think they've already gone through. What are we at? We're in August. August, May, June, no, July. Maybe. I think maybe more than 6, maybe 8. It doesn't make a trade. So I want to tell everyone why I was disappointed in Phoenix. So the art is actually not that bad.
Some spots.
In some spots, yeah. But on Twitter, I love Twitter because I find things out. The artist has borrowed different panels from other artists. And it's disappointing to find this. Unlike Greg Land, who basically traces porn, this artist has chosen to copy other artists. And I don't much care for that.
Yeah, Olivia Copel was one that he copied quite a bit in this issue.
So I don't know about that. But the story that Phillips is trying to tell, where Jean is separated from Cyclops, they're still together. She's now dating a 15-year-old. You said 15
because he looks 15 now. Yeah.
I like the cosmic stuff. I do think that there was a lot in Phoenix, much like there was a lot in X-Force. They threw a lot at you for a first issue, which can either work for you or work against you. And I think introducing so many people was kind of a little mishap in Phoenix.
Did you like her little thing where she was trying to save the planet to kind of sort of trying to undo what she did and killed those people by saving the star? I was like, okay, fine.
She's trying to make up for her past. I get it.
I was like, fine, let's do it.
And we get her father-in-law next issue, which should be fun.
This is why I think it's only going to be like, 6 or 8 issues. It's like, because even Scott was like, when you coming home? And she's like, I just have to be out here. Like, this is me and the Phoenix's girls trip. We're going to go on this girls trip in space. I need to find myself. I got to get my groove back or something. And she's out there doing that. But yeah, it's not going to last her forever. I give it like 6-8 issues and then it's done. Yeah.
What was your opinion of Phoenix? Did you like it?
I liked it. I liked it. The art did sour me a little when I found out that he had copied, because I'll tell you one thing, like, my eyes are not as good as other people's eyes. So my dumbass probably wouldn't even notice, because I don't really notice stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that's cute. Oh, that's a really nice picture. So, like, I don't have those keen eyes. So, but when it happened, I was like, oh, that's sad, So did it ruin my enjoyment of the art? Yeah, because I like looking at the art. Like, it's the art. Like, comics is a visual medium.
Yeah.
But like Preston said, if you're an aspiring artist, Gobel is a good choice to copy, and he did. So, but don't do it. Don't do that for like a main book. You do that in your sketchbook as you're improving. Every good artist will tell you, you copy, when you can't steal, and that, I think that's the problem. I think that's the main thing that you have to think about when you're aspiring, to be a great artist. They inspire you. That's the strong word. So if he was going to copy a form or something like that, change it up more. You can make it your own, put it in your own style. That's why I can understand why people just flat out copy, because like, the art's there. You can look at it, you can visually look at it. If I wanted to look at Copel, I look at Copel. Like, put your own spin on it,
right?
That's my thing, yes. Thank you, Experience. The secret to creativity is hiding your sources. Thank you. And that's it. Same thing Same thing with Daniel, admire and imitation. Yes, Lightbox and trace it is essential. No, at least don't do it professionally. Thank you. I agree. This is all things that you can do. The the experience like Greg Land. The weird thing about it is if Rich and I have been in comics for a very long time, and there was a company called
Cross-gen.
Yes, and that was
I
where
know where you're going.
yeah, and there was a lot of that's where Greg Land came from, and I remember seeing his artwork and saying oh, this is really cool when he was
on Sojourn.
Yes, when he was an up and coming artist, and I was like, this is really good. But he was doing that way back then, and he just happened to make a career out of it. So,
and Marvel keeps giving him work. So
I really would like to understand why that is. And yes, Preston, swipes are endemic to comic books, but I don't think they need to be. And the fun thing about that, it makes me think, I know this is going to be a weird concept, but if the term crunch, if you watch any if you look at video games, how video games are produced, there's always that crunch time towards the end, and I'm always thinking it's with the advent of the internet and digital copying and stuff like that, is it because comics come out too fast nowadays that people have to do this? Is this a time limit thing, or is it a lazy thing? Is it just you're uninspired? I kind of wonder why, because I would love to just interview people like Greg Land and this guy and ask them, why did you feel you needed to do that? Was the deadlines too tight? Were you worried? I mean, what's going on? It's
right.
Interesting. It's like a side project that I would love to do and ask, but yeah. So the book that neither of us really did was NYX. That's kind of easy. We would stall him because we didn't want to talk about it, but yes, we didn't like it. I mean, point blank, we didn't like it. I didn't like it for the sheer fact that it's these kids, these younger kids from Krakoa, and they're back into urban life in Manhattan, and they're going to Empire State. Great, that's where Peter Parker went, and it just kills me. It kills me that Kamala Khan is in this book. It's why does she need to be part of this team? I know they're trying to make her a mutant fetch, but I just don't like it. I just don't like her in this book. I don't like it. There's so many other teens that we could have looked at. And then the people that are together with a Noel being a bartender, and then Prodigy teaching a class. I think it's actually kind of cool, but about mutant dysphoria, and the post Krakoa era, and I'm thinking, damn, he really got that dissertation and got that funding for that department really quickly. If he's going to be teaching this, it's just I don't know what this book is about. And I look at it, and then they introduced at the end, the villains, and then you have the Cuckoos are there, and you have Hellion, and you have Empath, and you have there's these evil mutants who used to be good mutants, and I'm kind of interested to see why they became mutants, because their kind of mandate was we're tired, we want to take it seriously. So are they a brotherhood of evil mutants type of thing? I don't know. And then what's his name? Hellion is the Krakoan now, and I'm I don't know. It was just a lot
with Magneto's costume.
Yes,
a knockoff Magneto costume.
Exactly, and it's all this stuff, and then what's her name? The Sophie Cuckoo has TK now, but not telepathy. Did she have her mind wiped or changed? I don't know. It was just a lot of stuff going on in the book, and then Laura Kinney's running around saying, "Don't follow this, Kamala. You'll get hurt." And I'm like, lady, Kamala has led teams. Why can't she do this? I don't know. It's just a lot of stuff going on. I totally what I would have liked for NYX is them really to talk about how if we got young mutants and how they are affected by the loss of Krakoa, or even have it be NYX, but have it be a new type of Morlocks now, because what happens to all of the mutants that were not cute or could not pass?
They can't pass. Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen NYX talking about this new Morlock underground of mutants that is being created. I thought that would have been so much more than hearing Sophie Cuckoo be mad at Prodigy because they're talking about, you know, mutant dysphoria because of like Krakoa. Like, I'm like, I don't care about this. You know, I don't know. I just didn't care about anything that was happening in the book. And I tried, and I was looking at ways to care, and I just could not find a way to care. I just could not find a way to care about it. And
I agree.
It's just,
I agree with everything that you said.
because it just didn't feel like NYX, and it didn't even feel like the last NYX, which I read during the Marvel Knight stuff. I don't know why this book is here, and I assume that this book is only to keep the name trademarked.
Yeah,
I don't.
So
I can't imagine it lasting.
This
Thank
right
you, Daniel.
This right here, as the bonus last page. Thankfully, the people I follow on Twitter post it, so I've seen all of them. I can send them to you if you need me to. This is their new thing now. This is their Marvel's new thing, is to put this in, because I don't read stuff on my phone. I read stuff on the computer unless it's a PDF that I get to read.
Yeah.
I don't use my phone to read comic books, people. Marvel, stop. Full stop. I don't want a QR code in my comic book. I also don't want to go to a restaurant and have to pull my phone out to read your menu. We need to stop with this trash. Put the last page in. I guess the last pages will be in the trades, but not the actual comics.
Huh.
Did you even notice? Did you even scan any of them?
I don't scan anything on my phone most of the time. I don't scan
Yeah.
QR codes.
Yeah,
I just don't
no.
do it. Like, and I get it. I'm of a certain age, but probably I just don't imagine. I don't immediately run to my phone and like, I knew it was a QR code, but like I never got into the AR, the augmented reality stuff. I never got into any of that stuff. I just like, I don't scan stuff on my. I just don't. Like,
Yeah,
they had this thing at a Comic-Con, which is a virtual queue. It was so hilarious. So like, I just scanned my phone and I was like, okay. And it was literally a countdown of when to come back to the booth, which I thought was actually pretty cool because you'd have to stand in line, you know? And it was, so it was like, me and Patrick, my friend Patrick was with me, and we scanned it, and it was like, you are number 368.
Oh my God.
You know? And then every so often we'd click it, and then we left to get something to eat. And of course, that was the time which we were supposed to go back to the booth. So then we came back about like an hour later, and we were like, hey, we showed it, like, okay, come in. And we went right inside the booth. It was like, that's kind of cool. But
that
yeah,
is.
I don't.
So Easy Rider, I did not know if you download the book, you get that bonus page. Huh.
I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea.
Interesting.
Dennis,
yada yada.
It did happen to try to cross over to the site.
I don't know. I just don't.
I don't get
you know
it.
what? Don't put the last page in my comic book. If
I
you
don't get it.
pay $5 for a comic book, give me that damn last page.
Wait. I know. It's like I have to now download another page. It's like, why? Why would I do that? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay,
anyway,
so
it's
my hope
6:30.
it is. Wait, I just got one more thought.
Okay.
My hope for the X books is decreasing every time I read one, because I think one of the worst runs was the Uncanny right before Krakoa started. I think it was Matthew Rosenberg who wrote that horrible, because he could do anything he wanted.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that? It was like Wolverine and Cyclops, and they killed people left and right, and the story made no sense.
Yeah.
And then we got Krakoa, and the last year of Krakoa was not our favorite. But these books are so disjointed right now, with them trying to make us care. They're saying, because I read the interview with Tom Brevoort at Comic-Con from the thing, you know, oh no, we're gonna be all the post Krakoa stuff. You're gonna get that. We're gonna talk about that, really, because you talked about it at NYX, but a book I did not care about.
Yeah. My hope is that Gail Simone's going to come and help us out, because
yes, we have Uncanny in August. I'm really looking forward to that. So that's my little excerpt
So again, I want to say thank you so much for joining us. But now it is the time for us to give away that fantastic variant X-Force #1. If you haven't already, please post hashtag EXPTGC variant to win. Yes, we are going over a little bit, and I want to make sure that Experience is let out of his digital cage so he can go to the bathroom and get something to eat. So please, if you haven't already, post it. We'll do it. If you haven't,
And I have to agree. I have to say yes. They're trying to train us, and I refuse to be trained. I'm not reading stuff online. Screw that. Screw that, Marvel. Give me my damn paper comic book. And I'm glad you have a bucket.
What was that?
I'm glad he has a bucket to go in.
Yes, we're happy that Kyle gives you a bucket. Anyway, all right, everybody, roll that beautiful bean footage. And let's get someone a winner. Let's make someone a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Winner, winner, chicken.
I'm having chicken
Dinner. Mike Asbell. Mike.
Congratulations, Mike Asbill.
Okay, Mr. Asbill, if you could please, the Experience has popped in to the chat a link for you to follow. Please click on that link. Please fill that out and say something about like, hey, I won the prize and something. I don't know. You'll see it. And I will send that out later this week. But you will have a great day. We have food waiting for us, and EXP's got to clean out the bucket, and we will talk to you next week. Remember, we're here at 6 o'clock next week. 6 o'clock, and I promise I won't say anything about my new job. So I'll talk to you all later, and you all have a great day. Signing off.
Bye.